couple snakes. And they're just so pretty. These are Boelens Pythons. And this might be pointing at the obvious, but when we keep reptiles, and we keep snakes like this, and you actually have an animal that is comfortable enough to actually eat in your presence, then that animal is certainly aware of you, but it's also trusting that you're not going to hurt it. That's a big deal, because you literally have this intelligent predator that is tolerating you and essentially trusting you. So another thing, you can hear that one snake making a little bit of noise. How are these snakes breathing when they're eating? Well, so basically they have this one big long lung, and they have this tube that goes from the lung up to the mouth. And in the mouth, they have basically a glottis. So we go from the lung up through the trachea to the glottis. So as this animal's eating, it actually has this little tube that we can't see right now, but you can hear it breathing. That was just it. So that little tube is almost like a snorkel, and they can actually manipulate it. They can move it side to side, but it allows that animal to breathe, take air into his lung, while essentially it's eating this big meal. And people don't understand what snakes do when they eat. They're actually, their jaw is loosely connected. So they have this connective tissue that basically they can kind of like, it locates the jaw, the lower jaw to the upper mandible, locate, but then when they're eating a big meal, they can actually eat something that's larger than their head. And they do that by it loosely being connected, and they also have this connective tissue that pretty much stretches. So it allows the animal to open up its mouth and eat a much larger meal than you would actually anticipate, and that's actually how this feat is achieved. So we'll just keep following this Boelens Python, and you know, it's just awesome. She's very trusting of me. I have a great relationship with these guys. They can come out, they're in a little playground area right now, so you know, you can take them out of their drawer, which I use like freedom breeder drawers, and they'll crawl out, and you just leave the drawer open, and they just kind of like investigate. You know, obviously you don't want to get them where they get themselves into trouble, they'll get into things, but they really do appreciate just kind of checking things out. It's ultra curious animals, except for you. This one said, no, you're boring. And you'll notice what these snakes are doing. These snakes are starting to move, and it means she's vulnerable. She has something in her mouth. There's a lot of activity going around. You know, they don't necessarily understand what's going on, so you have to kind of realize. There you go. They're bumping each other. Look at that. God, we'll be able to get to see the glottis breathing tube. There you go. I did more videos on Instagram, so follow me, Evil Morph God, on Instagram. And I do a lot of like little 1-minute videos. Hi, sweetie. Yeah. That's a big effort for an animal to do something like that. Now she's back seeing what's going on. Look at that. What about you? Hello. Just fantastic species. I am just adoring these guys. What an interesting animal. Yeah. Like it's a struggle. I got to bring that big meal down. So now she's going to use her muscles. She's going to push that meal right down there, and she's going to digest. What do you think? She says, I'm done with you. All right. Not enough light. What about you? Here she goes. exquisite. And this, oh, I was kind of waiting for the big stretch. Sometimes they'll realign their jaw and they'll go through these big stretches. She just might be wanting to eat more. Like Jason said, it feels like luxury. Boelens Pythons. That's awesome, because it really does. They feel like luxury. They're so soft. All right, say goodbye to these magnificent creatures we can dream about.